Alright, whether you know Jojo or not doesn't really matter. You are here for the challenge. But what is this challenge? What exactly do I mean by drawing in every style from Jojo? It's fairly simple. Jojo is an anime manga that has been going on for decades, and it happened that the artist behind it has changed his art style, going from busted bodybuilders you call daddy to boys that steal your girlfriend. Now, you might be thinking, I will try and replicate all these Jojo characters. No. To top it all off, I will use myself as a reference for all the drawings that I'm going to do today. Yes, including the steroid junkies. Yes. I decided to shrink the styles down to 3 because the first 3 parts of Jojo are very similar and I don't want to be drawing big guys for half of the video. So today we're gonna be using part 3, part 4 and part 5. So let's jump straight into it. While I figure out the reference pose and take the pictures, you and me, we are going to analyze what we have to do to make it look decent. Starting with number 1. Right away you can see these guys have a very defined facial structure. Everything looks like a goddamn block. Oh, and obviously if you haven't noticed it by now, they're very big and strong. Now with the defined facial structure comes the very sharp line art. The lower lip is usually quite big. The nose, again like the face, very sharp. And the eyes aren't really that big. They're more stretched, have slightly thicker eyelashes on the top, but not much on the bottom. Lastly, we should have some sort of unique features, like crazy hair or a hat and some stylish clothing. That is probably going to be the hardest part because I don't know much about fashion. I should probably change that. Alright, now that I've finished preparing everything, it is finally time to draw. As always, we're gonna start out with a quick draft first. Get the pose and proportions right. This will mainly serve as a foundation because we're about to get jacked anyways, and to do that I need some Jojo references. Now for the face I will leave that for last. Let's give some muscle first, and let me tell you, it ain't that easy. You know, I used to be pretty big myself, but unfortunately those days are over since
I took an arrow in the knee.
Anyways, back to our drawing. I won't fix everything so that it looks 100% correct. I will do that as soon as the clothes will come on. But just for a quick comparison, this is how it looked before. I look like that guy's protein. Moving on to the clothes, here it's just trial and error. I usually like to give original characters that I create a coat like Jotaro has, but since I don't want to copy him 101, I will shorten it into a jacket later. For the pants, I'm going for something simple, military pants, and to top it all off, some nice boots. Now that I have the rough outline, we can actually move to the most interesting part. The face. This is where my reference of Dio Brando comes to play, and so slowly but steady, the whole Jojo Part 3 look comes together. Jacked muscles and a box face. After finishing up all the rough drafts, it's time for a small cleanup, because right now, it looks like a mess. Ladies and gentlemen, I finished the first Jojo character. Let me introduce to you Gustav and Dongo. I decided to add a small stand, and for those people that don't know what a stand is, it's basically everything Jojo is about. Every character or most characters in the show have a stand, and those stands are like projections that have an ability. And yeah, Dongo, for example, he can disguise himself as ground and turn into quicksand. Made of shit.
Oh my god!
Anyways, I'm not 100% satisfied with the result, but I'd still call it a win. I give myself some extra points for Dongo. One more thing before we move on, I will probably give some flat colors and details later, so we can look at how the whole concept might look like. And yeah, with that being said, let's analyze part 4. Just to show you how detrimental the style actually is, here's part 4 made in the part 3 style. Exactly, clapped! Alright, the main difference right away is that everything looks a bit softer. No sharp edges on the jaw or nose, more curves rather than just straight lines, and the overall body mass has decreased drastically. The nose has a total different style, in general a lot more simplistic. Finally, there are no insanely unique features to the hair, they're pretty much normal except for the main character. And for the clothing, I will probably use Rohan as a reference because this motherfucker has the drip of a god. With that being said, let's start drawing! This one is going to be fire. I can already feel it in my bones. Since this is a challenge, we obviously have to increase the difficulty as we go, which is why I chose a dynamic pose that also has a lower angle on the face. After the rough draft, I got a bunch of JoJo Part 4 references and one from Part 7 because I want a better view at how to do the angle on the face. Unlike last time, I want to start with the face right away because clothes-wise, this is going to be really easy. The reason for that is that I want the clothes to be a simple tank top, which is also the reason why I rolled up my sleeves all the way up to my shoulders in the reference. And since the pants aren't visible because I want this to be a horizontal drawing rather than a vertical one, they're not really important. Now you'll get a closer view at how I'll do hands, so sit back and relax. Alright, time to remove the references, increase the size and then add a stand, something silly but fitting. Since this pose kind of looks like he's pulling on the string of a bow, I added exactly that.
A few moments later.
This is insane. I knew it was going to be fire as soon as I took the picture of myself. I'll give this a straight 10 out of 10. As I mentioned before, I will add colors and details later, and now I'm actually excited to do that. For me, this is currently in the lead, but we have one more drawing left, so let's see if we can top that. I highly doubt it, but who knows? Oh, and considering the name of the character, I asked my friend to choose the name this time, and he went for Godot. And to make it a perfect duo, I chose Nirvana for the bow. God damn! We're at the last analysis of today's video. Right away, what stands out the most is the amount of black used in this style. I mean, literally, the shadows are drenched in black. Also, and for whatever reason, the eyelashes got thicker again. In JoJo Part 20, they're gonna be running around like this. Alright, besides that, what's interesting is that we are now getting sharper details once again. The defined facial structure of Part 3 is kind of reoccurring in this one, but just a tiny bit. Also, something I totally forgot in my previous analysis are the ears, probably because they completely changed now. The body itself hasn't changed much, they just look a lot leaner, but that's because of the tight clothing, which is my next point. The fashion here is once again through the roof. Bro could probably be a fashion designer part-time and nobody would bat an eye. Just looking at this group, you instantly see how every single one of them looks different. So the hair and the clothes are going to be a crucial part in this one. Finally, the nose has changed a little bit, it's more triangular and the lips are thicker but balanced out. As you can see, it's getting quite dark, so I'll quickly search for a reference and bring this idea to life. The process is going to be again pretty similar, but nevertheless challenging, because the outfit and hair should most definitely have a unique touch, and to once again top it all off, let's try and draw a girl. Alright, it's currently 10 PM. Excuse me if the lighting is shitty, I'm using my iPhone flash as a lighting source. But yeah, nevertheless, this is my part 5 version. I don't have a name. Let's call her something random like, I don't know, Lydia. I feel like as soon as I'm gonna crack my back, I'm gonna sound like a grandma doing squats. Oh boy! I legitimately had to sometimes sit like this and that, and like the JoJo characters themselves to just record some footage, and it's horrible. There's still a few things that I have to fix and add the stand, as also color everything, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Let's continue. Alright, here you can see the colored versions. I know I didn't put that much effort into it, but nevertheless I think you can get a glimpse into how they might look like in a finished illustration. To quickly look back which of these three was the most difficult one, I'm still kind of deciding between 3 and 5, because on one I had to buff myself up, and on the other I didn't have a proper female reference. So let's just say it's a draw. Part 4 was definitely my most favorite one. Everything about it was just perfect. And so yeah, I hope you also enjoyed these characters. I hope you like how they look like and what I came up with. And so to answer the big question of this video, can I draw in every JoJo style? I would say yes. Obviously it wasn't 100% perfect, but I still did all that in a single day, so I'm satisfied. And so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Truly, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Jojo no, give it up a booking!